Welcome to another episode of the Roughly Related to Reselling podcast. My name is Perry Phillips. I go by Perry Flips with a Z on Instagram. It's another week. Reselling. Quarter 4 is pretty much here, in the middle of it. Well, at the beginning. I got a stack of toys, action figures I'm looking at that I got for free. Just been sitting. I have so many bins of just shit that's just sitting. Like, it's all at least a little bit organized. It's like, oh, this is a bin of action figures. So this bin of action figures I'm going to go through today, hopefully, and get everything done. There's a bunch of accessories. So it's like, a lot of them I don't think have the accessories, but like, there's a bunch that probably have like the complete accessory set. So I'm going to go through it later today. I had to do the podcast like in the morning. I'm not used to doing the podcast this early. It's not even 9 o'clock yet. That's not really early for me. I've been up for like 2.5 hours. But yeah, my daughter's, but we've been like transitioning her from the crib because she was climbing out of her crib. So it got to that point where it was like, all right, she's not going to stay in here anymore. She's going to hurt herself trying to climb out. So we're like, all right, it's time to transition her to the toddler bed. Now, when we did that with my oldest, it was like, boom, easy peasy. Like, she just was like, oh, I have my own bed. Like, oh, I love this. Like, I'm going to stay in this bed. And she did. And she would fall asleep. My youngest, it's been like over a week now, or maybe just at a week. Feels like it's been over a week. And she like, if her older sister is awake, she will not stop fucking harassing her, and like, not even harassing her, just like trying to get her to play and like keeping her awake. It's like, it's fine on a night when she doesn't have school, but like, she's been doing this all week, so they've been getting to bed later. And she used to be such a good sleeper. Like, she was the sleeper. Like, my oldest was terrible at sleep when she was younger, like a baby. This one was just like, oh, anytime she could go down to sleep, she was all about it. And I'll bring her, in like the last couple of days, she's looked really tired at nap time, and I'll bring her upstairs to go take her down for a nap. And she'll be like, falling asleep in the bed. And then as soon as I leave, she fucking pops up and is like awake. So I've tried like laying her down and patting her back and shit, and just, it works when she's like super, super tired, but like when she's not tired, she's just squirming. And yeah. So we played on the jump house yesterday before nap. We like did a walk around the neighborhood, like did a bunch of shit, and you would think she would have been tired, and she was just like, no. And then I was about to go get her right before we had, like a half hour before we had to leave to go get my oldest from school. And I was about to go get her and just be like, fuck it, let's just get in the car and head to school early, because she'll fall asleep in the car for sure. And right as I was about to go up the stairs, I looked on the monitor, and she fucking face planted into like this mat we have for their like little reading area in their room. She just face planted on that and fell asleep. I was like, ugh. So we'll see what happens today. My wife's off today, so I made her take my kid to school so I could podcast. She didn't seem like thrilled about it. My wife is not a morning person, so it takes her like forever to get going. It drives me fucking nuts. She has to have coffee, and I'm just like, I wake up and I'm like fucking ready to go. So she was like not quite ready to go, but I was like, can you drive our child to school so I can do the podcast? 'Cause otherwise I'm not going to have time to. Yeah, it just doesn't work. She like fucks around too much in the room, so I'm constantly like having to check on her. So I was like, I set everything up yesterday and I was going to do the podcast. And then it was like, nope, you're not doing the podcast today. This fucking kid is just too much. So I've been listing, and like, I haven't been great about dropping my prices on eBay. That's the other thing, like, is I've been shipping every day, dropping prices, and like listing a lot, and that's what keeps my store busy. And so I haven't been doing the trifecta. eBay wants you busy, man. I swear to God. So I've just been listing, and I need to start dropping some prices like daily so I can get more sales. So yeah, I mean, it's not like crazy dead, but it's not as busy as I thought I should be right now. So we'll see. I'm hoping that it picks up a little bit as it gets closer to holiday season. Like, I think we're right with the election too. People like, some people lose their shit. Some people like, it's like everybody has a different reaction. And so as like a seller, objectively, you just have to understand that, like, you know, right now people don't really know what's going to, anytime like there's a new president, nobody really knows what the fuck's going to go on. So it's going to be like, you know, a little bit different. Like, I remember when I first started reselling, it was like, everybody was like, oh, if you fucking sell $600 or more, you're going to have to report it or something like that, which I report all my shit anyway. But it was like they started to do that and then they just stopped doing it. So like, you just never know what the fuck's going to happen. So I get that some people are probably cautious as far as like spending money. So I'm not really worried about it. In like another fucking 5 days, people will be on to the next thing. And like, you know, it will hopefully things will pick up, and hopefully we're not in like a nuclear war, you know. So whatever. Anyway, I'll talk a little bit about the election and shit later, like at the very end, for the people who are still listening. I won't get into that shit now. But yeah, I forget how I started talking about like it being slow, but it's not like been crazy slow. And luckily my marketplace was busy this week with some, like, I sold, so I went to a sale this past weekend and got like another stack of records. So I had like a small stack of records that I just picked up. So I probably had about $20 into the records I already had. And then I spent like another $30 on these records. But I also got, like, with the records, I got a big stack of records. And with the records, I also got like a sweatshirt and what was it? It was like a Vintage Skin Industries t-shirt. So that stuff right there, like, I'll make more than $30 on. And I already sold the records. I sold the records like the next day for $300. So like $50 profit-ish, probably a little bit more than that because it was all cash. And then the next day I sold a bunch of Legos for like $100 on Marketplace. So 2 Marketplace sales, 2 bigger ones, and then, like, you know, my steady eBay, like, making at least 50 to 100 trying to a day. Like, you have to try to manufacture fucking sales. That's what I found on eBay. It's not like you can just, like, you know, you have to have shit that you know you can sell instantly, and you have to like mix that shit in and like sell it when your sales are a little slow. Like, throw that shit in there, get yourself a sale, and then, like, you know, take lower offers on shit, like shit that you might not normally take. I got 3 offers yesterday. I took 2 of them. One of them was too low, and it's somebody who buys from me all the time. Sometimes I take their offers, sometimes I don't. But like, it is what it is. They buy, and like, they always send a message like, this is my final offer, blah, 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 blah. So they like buy, I don't know what they do with it. They buy a lot of Wiis, but they always pay like $15 to $20. So it's like, if it's a Wii that's not great, every time I'm just like, here, you can fucking, it's, you know what I mean? But if it's like a Wii with some stuff, like I have one up there for like 35 and they were offering me like 15, I can probably get like 30, you know, 25, 30 maybe for it. So not much more, but I can definitely get more than 15. So, and if I drop the price again, you know, it'll probably sell right away. Like, I had a TI Texas Instrument calculator that I had sold one just like it, and I was like, fuck, why didn't this one sell? So it was so random. So I just like ended the listing and then relisted it, and it sold in like a couple hours. It was so fucking random that it just was not selling. So sometimes you got to do weird shit to eBay. Like, it's a weird ass fucking platform. Speaking of eBay being fucking weird, so I had somebody, I don't know if I have talked about this yet or not, but I had somebody buy something from me. And so, well, let me go back. So I think I've talked about this before. In the last year, so I've been selling for about 5 years. It was like 2019 when I started selling. And in those 5 years, I've never had a package lost or like, you know, heavily delayed or anything like that. Like everything's been pretty good. In the last year alone, I've had like 3 or 4, where something will go like it. Oh shit! I forgot to turn off my speaker. That was my speaker. I was listening to hip hop earlier with my children. And so 3 or 4 of these people, like there'll be an order that's slightly late, not even that fucking late. It'll be like, you know, a couple days past when it's supposed to be there, and they'll send a message, hi. They'll say like the same shit every time, and it'll be like, hi, this whatever, and it's always the same language. It's always like they always immediately assume that the package is lost. It's always right to like, yeah, this fucking package is not here. I'm like, well, why would you like, I would never buy something online and just because it took a little bit be like, I just assume that this is going to take a while. So eBay like ended up, so like it went to, so this, you know, they submit the claim that they haven't got it yet, whatever, at a certain point, and I'll do missing mail searches. Like I'll do anything to keep that thing going, and every single time it's been like a different scenario. Like it's been kind of weird. Like one time it was like I had like 30 days until, and then they put my funds on hold, and like, so this time like they didn't put the funds on hold. I'm hoping this is how they do it now, because it's how it should be done. They didn't put the funds on hold. Like I kept in touch with the buyer. They kept saying like, fucking refund me, it's lost, refund. Like every time that's what happens. There's been 4 times they all use the same shit. I really need to start screenshotting these so I can send them all to eBay and be like, look at the same fucking things that they're saying and doing. They like almost harass you. They're like, hey, this isn't here, it's time for a refund. And it's like, okay, this is like really bizarre that like you're going to this length. Like I would just be like, listen, can I just cancel this? You can send it back to yourself. Like I'm kind of over it. They always just are like, time for a refund. They never like, you know, elaborate or anything like that. And so this time they were like, oh, I'm gonna have eBay step in. I'm like, oh, go ahead, pussy. But no, I didn't say that. It would be funny if I did though. But no, so I'm like, you know, I was like, the item has been, there's a missing mail search in, I've done it, like it's updated there, and they saw that like the package was closed, so like package research case was closed, but, and I'm like, yeah, I did that, like I submitted that for you so I could find this package. So I always treat them as if they're not trying to scam me, and I'm always like very polite, like thank you for your patience, blah 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 blah. And so they submitted the thing, and so like I had updated it updated the day after they submitted for tracking or whatever. So they must have like either reached out to eBay or, so I don't know if it's a scam. I don't know what the fuck is it, but like, and so actually I didn't even finish. So then I look and I'm like, because I keep an eye on this stuff, because I forgot one time to like respond to something and I lost like $40, and all I had to do was respond with the tracking. And so I look and it says that the case has been closed by eBay. So I look and it says that they've been refunded, and it said eBay paid, but it didn't say anything like, oh, without any ding to you or anything like that, which I shouldn't get. So I'm going to reach out to them and see and make sure, because I'm like, I shouldn't get, like, my account shouldn't suffer for that. Like I'm shipping the stuff the day they fucking buy it or the next day. So it's just very frustrating. But it just keeps happening. I don't know what the fuck, why. Like I use fucking thermal labels, like, so who knows? Maybe the labels are falling off. I mean, I doubt it, but like I'm looking at 2 packages just neatly fucking pristine looking, packed with plenty of tape, and those thermal stickers aren't going anywhere. So I don't know what the fuck. It's really obnoxious. I'm hoping that they don't leave feedback. Somebody left feedback one time. It was just like neutral feedback that like said my package was late. Like, who the fuck? Like, well, my package got lost in the mail. The crazy part is that one got delivered eventually. So it's like, change your fucking thing then. But I don't even worry as much about feedback anymore because you can reply to it. And like a lot of times they'll leave some ridiculous shit. Like somebody said to like one time, because they refused to return it. So they were like, oh, I'm missing a figure from these Scooby-Doos. It was sent sealed, but one was missing. And so I was just like, all I said was that you had to return it so that it could, like, it needs to be weighed. Like, you know what I mean? There's like a process. That's all I said. I wasn't like, and so I just said, you know, and then that makes them look stupid because I'm just like, yeah, I told you could return the item. You refused. You're still able to return the item. And they just don't reply. So. But it shouldn't be that. Like, you shouldn't have that. Feedback policy is so fucking retarded. I've talked about it before, but I fucking hate that policy. It's fucking stupid. It makes no sense that you have to, like, try to get the customer to remove their feedback. Especially if it's like, they won't remove it unless it goes against the guideline, but they can blatantly lie and they'll be like, yeah, no. It stays because that's their experience. It's like their experience is that they lied, though. Like, I can prove that they lied, and they still won't remove it. Sometimes if you call, maybe they will. I don't know. But it's all just fucking whatever. Anyway. I don't know why I'm yawning. It's early. I'm gonna take the dog for, well, not my dog. I don't have a dog, but my mom has a dog. So we take him for a walk, me and my daughter. But my wife's home today, so we'll see. I was walking him yesterday or 2 days ago, and I had my daughter, and we were walking by this house, and like this guy is like, this is what like people who hate Trump, this is what people who hate Trump think Trump supporters are. Like this family of people, like just the obnoxious house in the neighborhood. You know what I mean? Like they've had a for sale by owner sign on the house since we moved in. Like I don't know if they're actually intending on selling it. And then they have these two big ass pit bulls that don't have collars that like can definitely get over the fence. I found that out. So, and then like just at one point he had a sign that was like, it just said "fuck Biden," like like a giant flag that just said "fuck Biden," and like. I think a couple people definitely talked to him and complained. Like people fucking hate this guy. Like people, it doesn't matter if you're like this guy has brought both sides of the aisle together to fucking hate him because he's just like such a piece of shit. So I walked by and I actually saw him. I said hi, whatever. Like, I don't have a fucking problem with him. I think it's funny. I mean, I don't think he's funny. I just think like, you know, the whole concept of the fact that this guy's just like fucking hated by everybody is funny. And so we kept walking and walked down and like did our usual thing. And I turned around and as I was walking back up, this fucking guy was walking towards me with another dog. And so that my mom's dog's fine with other dogs. Like he doesn't fucking freak out. So we just, you know, so then this guy like turns around and starts walking away from us. So I'm like, all right, whatever. We'll slow down. Clearly this guy's like fucking nervous. Like, you know, this guy's kind of a pussy, I'm sure. He was dressed like kind of a pussy. And so he like starts walking away with his dog. And so we like are walking and I hear him yelling. And so I'm like, what the fuck is happening? So I go around the corner. And this guy's like fucking yelling and he's got his dog and he's like, hey, be careful, boo. So I'm like, all right, this guy's already being a pussy. Like, you know, these dogs, I could see the dogs behind the fence. So I'm like, you know, they're fine. So I start walking more And then all of a sudden this fucking big ass pit bull comes running out. So I like stepped in front of my daughter, and he like kind of looked at me and then like ran towards the guy with the other dog, because I kind of pulled my dog back behind me, and he started running towards that dog. But I think you could tell that that guy was like a fucking beta, because that guy like cowered behind his dog and like didn't even try to get in between him and his dog. I was like, this guy's a fucking pussy. And so then the dog started running back towards us, and I just stepped in front of them again, and like the dog they started yelling towards to get like for the dog to get in, and so I just kept it moving. I was like, I'm not gonna stick around to fucking scold this guy. Like, this fucking pussy's probably gonna call the cops on him. Like, and so then I just kept moving, because I was like, I don't want to have a fucking conversation with this guy. So I went a different way, so I didn't have to talk to this guy, because he was like, kind of a fucking dork. And but yeah, it was pretty comical. I mean, obviously it was like, because nobody got hurt, like it could have been a really fucked up situation. But hold on, I'm gonna pause real quick because my wife's coming in, and she's definitely just gonna walk in, so hold on. All right, I'm back. I got attacked by a dog when I was younger. I don't know why I'm laughing. There was like a dog in the neighborhood that was just like, it's like a span of maybe a week or two that this fucking dog like was terrorizing our neighborhood. I don't even know where it came from. Like, we don't even know whose dog it was. It just showed up, and its name was like Lucky. I don't think its name was Lucky. I think we called it Lucky. And I just remembered this like as I was coming back to do the podcast. Since I was talking about the dog nearly attacking me and my children. And so I was like slower than my friends, because I was a fat kid. Now I'm just a fat adult. And so I was slower than them, and they ended up like, it was me and my friends, and they took off running, and so I took off running too, and they like ran into this garage door and shut the door behind them, so I was locked out. And this dog like grabbed my foot and was fucking like biting my foot, and but I had a shoe on, so it wasn't like hurting that much yet. But then my buddy's mom was outside, and she like, my other shoe had fallen off, so she grabbed that shoe, and she was like hitting the dog, and she was like, kick the dog. So I like fucking kicked the shit out of this fucking dog, and it took off running. But it didn't like, I don't think it ever broke the skin. Like, I think I was fine. But this dog was a fucking nightmare. Probably got put down. Who knows if it did that to me? Who fucking knows? So yeah, ever since then I've just not really been afraid of dogs. So like, when this fucking dog ran up on me, I was like, bitch, I will fucking kick you in the chest. I don't give a fuck. I was ready to square up. So yeah. Speaking of squaring up, so I went to a yard sale. So obviously yard sale season is kind of slowed down. It's starting to get colder, and it's kind of like the last hurrah a couple weeks ago. And there's still been some decent estate sales. And I might go back to that sale that I got all those records at, because like they had a ton more records, and might just be like, hey, I'll give you $20 for the rest of the records, and see if they'll take it. But we'll see what happens. I got to see what the fucking day is looking like. So I go to this sale, and it's like starting at 8 a.m. So I got there, and like this guy I know from the yard sales was there, and a couple other people. So I get there, and I'm like, he's got like a bunch of jerseys, and they're not like expensive jerseys. They're like Majestic brand, and like fucking Walmart brands, like nothing crazy. And so I grabbed a stack of them, and then there was like a couple t-shirts. There was like a Bruce Springsteen concert t-shirt from like 2013. and a couple other things. So it wasn't like anything crazy. And so I'm like, how much are your t-shirts or whatever? And he's like, oh, I don't know, make me an offer. And he's like, and they kept, before I got there, like the signs on the way over was like good stuff, cheap. Then when I got there, he was like, oh yeah, everything's got to go. We got to get rid of everything. So just, we're trying to get rid of it all. We don't want to take it with us. So I'm like, okay. So I've got like a small stack of t-shirts and shit. And I'm like, oh, how much are these? And he's like, oh, make me an offer. And I'm like, I don't know, $5 each. And that's way more than I should have offered. Like, for some reason, I just had an idea that this guy was going to be fucking like retarded about this. And so he's like, oh, no. I'm not $5. No, I forget what he said. He said some shit. And I go, well, like, what are you asking on them? And he's like, we're not even close. And he just like fucking scoffs at me. So like, all right, now I as the customer am feeling insulted. So I'm just like, well, I mean, it's a yard sale, so I figured $5 a piece was reasonable. You know what I mean? So you're having a yard sale, you're advertising cheap stuff, And so like, but I wasn't like really shitting. I was like, it's your sale. You can ask whatever you want. Like, it's a yard sale, so I'm just letting you know what people expect to pay, And so he was just like going on and on. And so I was just like, fuck it, I'm just going to leave. All this stuff, all the other shit was like junk. I was like, I don't want your fucking junk. And so I just go to leave. And the guy that I know from the yard sales and shit, he calls me. He's like, man, you pissed that guy off. I'm like, what the fuck did I mean, I didn't do anything. Like, this guy had a fucking sale, had prices on nothing. And then when I gave him a more than fair price, like at yard sales, people ask $1 a piece for clothing. Like, how the fuck am I supposed to know what you're asking for Majestic brand fucking jerseys and shit? Like, it wasn't even anything worth fucking getting into an argument about. I'm like, I'm not even going to fucking waste my energy. I'm just going to put this shit back and go to the next sale. He's going to be fucking taking this with him to Florida or whatever fucking retarded ass fucking place he's going. And, so anyway, so yeah, he's just, I guess he was going on and on to some other customers about how he's not giving it away. And he's like, I'm not giving this shit away. And like, I guess he was like really pissed, but he said he gave everybody else a good deal because of that. I don't know. So I don't know what the fuck, like if he just didn't like the way I looked but like, I didn't even want to give him, like I gave him slight attitude, like on a scale of like 1 to 10, it was probably like a 4.5. Like, it wasn't like, it was just like a kind of like annoyed because you don't have anything priced, and then you get annoyed at me when I give you like a reasonable fucking offer. Like, so I just was like, all right, I'm fucking out of here. This guy's fucking sucks. So then I went to, let me pull up my thing because I don't remember. I got some more shit to talk about. Oh shit, I don't really have a ton of stuff to talk about. That's funny. Yeah, we have all this shit for my daughter's birthday just happened. And when we first started getting their shit, I was like trying to hold on to the boxes. And we like that, yeah. Like, she had this show Dino Ranch that she loved. And I was like, oh, this is definitely going to be worth some money down the road. It was so stupid. I went up in the attic and I took all the boxes. It was like probably a tote of boxes. But I'm like, I'll keep certain toys. Like all the figures I'll keep because at some point they'll be worth some money. I mean, I could probably sell them now for some money, but who knows? Maybe one day when they're vintage. But not everything's going to be worth money. I mean, some shit's worth money, some shit's not. Just like on like, I was just thinking about Black Friday the other day when like people used to go crazy over fucking toys. Somebody asked in like one of the reseller groups online about what the hot toy is going to be for the holiday season. And like I don't like selling shit, you know what I mean, like buying up all the stuff and then selling it for, I don't like doing that. But I do like selling toys for like video games. Obviously sell a bunch, but I haven't put out an ad looking for stuff in a while. I might have to. If you put an ad in the paper, sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. I'm going to try this other paper that I haven't tried before and hope that it works out. So, put out an ad soon. That'll be fun. I still haven't had time to do another Whatnot. I know I said I was going to, but like, fuck me. There's just not enough time to do shit. Because we had Halloween and then it was our daughter's birthday, like right after Halloween. Halloween was actually pretty fun. It's just crazy that they do, how many trick-or-treating things they do. I think I talked about this already. Man, it sucks when it's like slowing down for reselling because there's not a ton of shit to talk about. I've been trying not to source stuff because it's just like I don't want to keep bringing a ton of shit in when I have a bunch of shit to get to. So I've been trying to source less and less, but still I'm going to go out tomorrow to a couple sales because it's like if I go back for those records, I can fucking offload those records like in another day. I'll just hit that guy up again and be like, hey, come back. This dude had like cauliflower ear and shit. I was like, oh, fuck. But those guys usually you don't have to worry about them unless they're like drinking and shit and you're at a bar and you're talking shit. So, I mean, he was probably a really nice guy. But he came and it was like fucking heavy and he just like fucking, thank you. I was like, God damn. I saw him like walking around his car trying to figure out where to put it. I was like, that thing was fucking heavy. It was like 100 records, which is fucking heavy in one box. I was like, fuck, man. You're strong. Strong motherfucker. I mean, I lifted it too, but, you know, I was like worried my fucking back was going to go out. But luckily, I fucking do my shit every day. I'm trying to think of what other sales I went to on Saturday. So then I went from there to, like, it wasn't a productive day at all. I went to one other sale. Sorry. I wish I had kept going when my fucking wife got here because kind of threw off my train of thought. Here, let me pull up my thing again. I don't really have a ton of shit to talk about. I was going to like do I was going to start a Patreon and do like a whole episode about the election and shit. But then I was like, I don't want to do that. It didn't feel like something I felt like at one point I wanted to do it because I was like, this is fucking annoying. But then you're like, you watch some of the videos of people freaking out and you're like, all right, I'm just not going to add anything to this. But some of those videos are fucking hilarious, man. Like, regardless of who you voted for. I guess it's going to be a shorter episode this week. I didn't get a ton planned. It was my daughter's birthday. Oh, I could talk about that. That's right. So we were going to dinner because it was like the Friday of the actual day of my daughter's birthday. So we're like, oh, we'll go out to dinner. And like, we got a later start because my wife was working and so we got, I don't know why I keep yawning. So we got there and first it took like 10 minutes to, like, there was nobody waiting, but it took them like 10 minutes just to like let them know if they could seat us right away. Because we were like, oh, if we can't get sat right away, we're just going to say fucking get takeout because it's getting late. Like, that's kind of the point we were at and kind of let them know that we were like a little bit urgent, not like, you know, crazy urgent, but so we sit down right away. We order. She comes back with the drinks, and she's like, "Okay, I'll be right back. Take your order." And then she just never came back. It was like 30 minutes. She came to like the tables between us, and like the way we were sectioned, it was like hard to kind of like, you know, like most of us were facing the wall, and then like my wife was kind of faced awkward, and she was dealing with the kids, so it was like hard to get her attention, and like my back was completely faced to where they had put me. And so like she just never came back. The kids were being fine at the time, but like, you know, when you have little kids, it's like they're gonna be fine for a matter of time. Like it's only a matter of time before some shit pops off, like especially when food's involved. And so like my wife takes my daughter to the bathroom. Still, this chick does not come back. And then finally they come back from the bathroom, and I was like, in my head, I was like, all right, if they come back from the bathroom, and because my other daughter was like starting to get all antsy, I was like, if they come back from the bathroom and this chick hasn't come back to take our order, we're fucking leaving. So they come back, and I'm like, all right, we're leaving. So we start to get up to go, and then she comes over, and she's like, hey, you guys ready to order? We're like, no, we're ready to leave. Like, she's like, I'm so sorry, I got like held up at the other room. And it's like, well, one, that's not like, so basically like those other people fucking, and again, I've worked restaurant, dude. I was a server, bartender for like 10 years. So like, I know when you're a garbage server. I knew as soon as she took our order, she was going to be a garbage server. And yeah, and it's like, you're only fucking yourself, because we would have been in and out like in the time that if she had just like slowed down and been like, because when she dropped our drinks, we were ready to order. Like the menus were down, we were fucking ready to go, and it was a half an hour. It was like from 6:30 to 7, and we were like, we gotta go. Like we gotta get these kids to bed. Like we were expecting to be like in and out, because we sat down right away. We were ready to order. So like she could have had an easy like $30 and just been done with us. But like by the time we were getting up to walk out, it was like we could have been done eating shortly after that. And so we were like, nah. So I was like, nah, I'm going. She's like, is there anything I could do? She gave us like a piece of chocolate cake. She definitely didn't want us talking to the manager, which I wasn't going to do anyway. I'm not going to complain to the manager. If the manager sees me walking out and they're like, hey, what's going on? I'm like, this fucking server sucks. You know what I mean? But like, that wasn't the case. It was like, you know, I'm not going to seek the manager out and be like, hey, fire this fucking person. They're going to get fired eventually. You know what I mean? They don't need me to fucking get them fired. But I'm not going to sit there and fucking, you know, I knew it was going to take forever. I'm like, just based on this first 30 minutes here, this is going to take fucking forever. So we just got up and left. Didn't get birthday dinner. Went out Monday night, and it was like, it was all right. Went to a Mexican place. But it was all right. And then, yeah, now this weekend, there's like not too many sales. I went to one. I don't know if I talked about this or not, but I went to one where like I got a bunch of clothes, like good clothes. Not like great clothes, but like some cool vintage shit, and like it was a bunch of different stuff there. Some collectibles, this, that, and the other. I have this giant Mountain Dew bottle that I actually have to post on Marketplace. And so like the lady was asking me about, I was telling, because there was nobody there, and it was like the sale had started, and I was like the only one there. I was the only one there for a while. Like I did all my shopping before somebody came. And so I told her, like, you know, you should post your shit on Craigslist. And she's like, oh, okay. Like, and I fucking helped her do the whole thing. Like, put the pictures that she had on her phone, uploaded those, like, did all that shit for her. And then was like, okay, you're going to get an email. Like, you have to verify this email. Make sure you do that. I was like, do it right now so you don't forget. And she's like, okay, I'll do it right now. And I left, and I checked later that day, and there was no fucking ad posted. I'm like, so that was like the last good sale, was that one. But this weekend, there's nothing close by. That's the thing. It's like there's not really anything close to me. Like, there's some, but it's like I gotta drive. So it's like, do I want to drive? So I don't know. There's a couple that I might head out for. There's one that's like, you know, has video games and all the stuff I want, but it's like I feel like when they advertise that, it's gonna be expensive. Like, if you just find it at a sale, it's one thing. But if you're like, hey, I have all this stuff, like vintage clothes, you know, and they put that in the description, feels like a reseller. I'll probably still go just because it's slim pickings. And people don't get up crazy early when it's cold. So they said in the ad, they were like, we won't be out there long because it's going to be cold. So they'll probably be cool with early birds. So I'm probably going to try to head over there for like 7:20. And then hopefully get in and out and on with my day. Let me see. I can't believe how expensive video games are now. It's like $70 for a video game. I was looking to get something the other day, and I just couldn't believe it. It's like $70 fucking dollars. Man. So anytime I find them, I just grab them now. So this is just like something I put down. I thought this was silly. That Tom Brady the other day, he said spaz, and I guess it's like an offensive term in the UK. Which doesn't really make sense to me. I know that like Lizzo was in trouble for saying spaz, but like people in the UK say cunt every other word, as far as I know. And they're like worried about the word spaz. Why are these cunts spazzing? I don't get it. Let's see. I don't really have anything else to talk about. I mean, I could talk about like the election. Some people are upset. Some people are happy. I voted for Trump, so I mean, I'm not like ecstatic, but I just thought that was the lesser of two evils this time. And I know I fucking hate myself for voting for that, but you know, he's got RFK, hopeful, Tulsi Gabbard, hopeful. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. All these videos of people losing their minds and like being like, you hate me online. It's like, I don't hate anybody. I mean, I feel like if you do a little bit of research, you can find out that, I mean, the Democrats are a little bit fucking worse than the Republicans at this point right now, but to each his own. I'm not going to like, I don't like making it a team sport. Because I don't think it's a team sport. I wasn't like gloating when Trump won. I wasn't like fucking texting my liberal friends like, fuck you, bitch. Because I voted Democrat up until this point. So, I mean, I thought about doing a whole like podcast about the reason why I didn't vote for fucking Kamala Harris or Kamala, whatever the fuck, however the fuck she says her name. But I was like, I don't want to do that. I thought about it. I like wrote all the points down, and I spent like time setting up for it. So I might still do it. I was going to do it like on a Patreon, but I'd have to do it like this week. Otherwise nobody's going to give a shit. And I just don't know if I barely had time to do this. So, but I mean, she's probably not even going to change. This is how it happens all the time. I feel like they rile everybody up just so we're like, fuck. Well, who knows? Just based on the information I was getting. Because like if you go on fucking, like you could say whatever you want about Twitter, but like they at least have full clips. Like you can see half a clip and be like, oh, this, you know, doesn't show the whole story. But if you go on Twitter, there's like, you can see the full clip. Which is like, obviously very helpful. Because if you take clips and edit them and put them out as fucking information, it's like, that's not like, it's just confirmation bias. So, I don't know. I don't want to do a whole segment on it. But, yeah. Fucking... Yeah. I still have this fucking lava lamp here. Jesus Christ. All right. Anyway, I'm just going to do like a 45-minute podcast today because I was ill prepared. I spent all my energy working on a podcast. Oh, Jesus Christ. The fuck was that? Oh. I spent all my energy working on a podcast I didn't end up doing, so go figure. But, yeah. So, don't be mad at me. I don't hate you. Most of you. No, most of you I do hate. Sorry. Just kidding. I don't hate anybody. I know. All right. I'll be more prepared next week. I promise. What the fuck is that noise? Sorry. I don't know what the fuck that noise was. Like and subscribe, follow. Wasn't my best episode this week. I'm sorry. I was distracted. I wanted to get one in. And I thought I had more stuff written down. I didn't. And I'll be better next week. My fantasy team is falling apart. Everything's falling apart. I love you. Bye.